All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is Fish Friday again here at Rosie's Corner. Make sure you come on down if you're in and around the greater central New York area. They've got it. You can pair it up with the mac and cheese or your coleslaw and fries. And the other themed food days are terrific as well, including Meatloaf Monday, Turkey Slop Tuesday, Chicken and Biscuit Wednesday, and of course the pizza, the wings. They have some essentials here as well if you need that. The eggs and milk, etc. Drinks in the cooler, salads in the cooler, a whole bunch of stuff going on. And again, those garlic parm wings are must try here at Rosie's Corner, a proud sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. They will also deliver to you, or you can get it delivered to you via Grubhub. Like them on Facebook, follow them all over the place on social media for more information, Instagram as well. So, there's been a lot of chit-chat around the sports water cooler world amongst hosts, writers, fans, you name it, about how depending on when we get back, whenever the hell that is going to be, in any league. I know golf has kind of put targets out there. The NHL trying to figure out a bunch of stuff. The NBA, same situation. Major League Baseball trying to perhaps play in biodome circumstances in Arizona. It is a complete shit show trying to figure out when anything's going to come back. And as I've said, I've been on record. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think sports are coming back for the rest of this year. But here is something to remember for many people out there who are losing their minds and trying to figure out things. There's another layer here. Fans, hosts, writers, as mentioned, they're trying to figure out if the championship, if and when it's awarded, if we come back, will be a legit championship. Don't worry about it. The answer is yes. Because this isn't going to be the first time that we've had an abnormal return of sports. Now, granted, this is unlike anything else. This is uncharted, unprecedented, all the words that you've been hearing everybody use until the cows come home. But think of it this way. LeBron James's first championship in Miami was a shortened season. Does anybody talk about that? No, they don't. They talk about LeBron's mini dynasty in Miami. They talk about the big three with he and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. They talk about how dynamic that group was, on and on and on. 1981 in Major League Baseball was a split season. It's... You know, we've had wild circumstances before. Think about the NHL going on strike where they literally chopped multiple seasons apart and still played a playoff, and you had valid best-of-7 series in the playoffs. None of that was cheap. And look, if you think of it from a golf standpoint in the PGA Tour, whoever is the FedEx Player of the Year, let's say we get golf at some point from mid-June, late June to the end of the year with no fans, and you have, the golfer and their caddy walking 6 feet apart from each other on one side, another golfer on the other side. There's ways to do it. Golf, I think, would be the easiest one, to be honest with you, to bring back if you don't have fans. If you have fans, obviously, it's a monster operation, and then majors are 10 times the work, obviously. But from just a pure getting the competition on the field, ice, etc., court, whatever, I think golf would be the easiest. But what happens if we don't have the Open Championship, which we don't, but, in multiple other tournaments? Does it really matter, in terms of giving out an award? Well, no, you're just giving out an award from halfway through the year to the end of the year. And you already had a couple of months of competition until we got to, the shutdown of everything due to COVID-19. So I think that there's been sort of a misunderstanding by people across the board in terms of, an abnormal season somehow having the trophy being tainted. No. The trophy that's tainted is the Houston Astros because they used a sign-stealing scheme for who knows how long, and it helped them immensely in terms of getting a championship in the city of Houston. That is not what this is. If and when we come back, let's just play some hypothetical. Let's say that the NBA comes back in late May. They play with no fans for the rest of the year. They'll play 10, 14 games to get going in a little bit of game shape, and then they'll play the playoffs. And a lot of those series could be best of 5 and then into best of 7 so that they get done in time to prepare for training camps should you have them under normal circumstances, that we're all back to normal. The COVID-19 thing is almost completely flattened, etc., and then getting into a regular season as we get closer to the end of the year. Who cares? That does not bother me at all. It's a little bit of an abnormal situation, but I'm not worried about it. What happens if the NBA says screw the regular season and playoff teams get a week to practice and then they go right into the postseason in June? I don't have a problem with that either, because the 8, 7, 6, 5 seeds wouldn't win it anyway at this particular point. The NBA is a 2 or 3 team league, maybe a 4-team league now that LeBron is out of the Eastern Conference fully for the second year with the Lakers, but I don't think that taints the title at all. Same thing goes for the National Hockey League, although that sport is more prone to an upset from 8-1. But my point is that a lot of people are making the mistake of thinking that it's just going to be a totally tainted thing. Like, oh, well, baseball, I'm a traditional baseball fan. What happens if they play 100 games instead of 162? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? It's like you have a strike-shortened season. It's the same exact thing. What happens if they only play 70 baseball games? Well, then they only play 70 baseball games. You don't play all the teams in your division 19 times. You play the Boston Red Sox. If you're the Yankees, you play 2 series. You play 2 series against each team in your division, and then you play maybe 1 against everybody else. And frankly, baseball, this gives them a chance to not have interleague play this year. Maybe the American League just plays against the American League. The National League plays just against the National League. You have a flat line. Everybody has a DH, and you go from there. You play with the doubleheader 7-inning thing. I don't know. There's going to be abnormal things added in because this is an abnormal situation. Unprecedented scheduling, welcome into unprecedented times. Abnormal scheduling, abnormal things, abnormal seasons, fine. But one thing that's not going to be abnormal is winning the championship. And here's my final thought on this. In the NHL, in the NBA, in college football, Major League Baseball, golf, tennis, whatever the case may be, you're also all playing the same exact rules. You're playing by the same rules. You're playing by the same schedule. It's not like everybody in Major League Baseball coming back. The Yankees play 85 games. The Mets play 75 games. The Angels play 78 games. The Mariners play 80 games. Everybody's on the same schedule. Everybody's playing the exact same way. Everybody's playing the same exact format in this particular situation. In the NBA, the same would go for all the playoff teams who are in their regular season that would just play out for the hell of it to get guys into basketball shape. For Christ's sake, we hear that Giannis Antetokounmpo hasn't picked up a basketball since the COVID-19 thing hit. So, that's the final point here, is that everybody's playing on the same level. They're playing with the same rules. They're playing within the same structure and all the rest. So what does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. So really, really, really important for people to understand that the rules are not skewed one way or the other. It's not like the world champion would be awarded the trophy and you'd have to say after it if you're Adam Silver or Roger Goodell or if you're Gary Bettman or if you're Rob Manfred, well, hey, congratulations to the World Series champion Dodgers, they won it, post COVID-19, so it's a little tainted, and we're going to have to put something historically on it. No. They played and beat everybody who are playing on the same level and with the same rules as well. Mike Lindsley with you here from Rosie's Corner. It is a Fish Friday. Pair it up with your mac and cheese, your coleslaw and fries. Get here for pasta, pizza, wings, you name it, hot and cold subs. This place is amazing. I just ordered a couple of meatball bombers myself, so get on down here to Rosie's Corner. Their themed food, everything going on. Tremendous stuff here at Rosie's Corner, a proud sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. Get them on Instagram, Facebook, and of course they will deliver to you themselves or deliver to you via Grubhub as well. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports and on Instagram, Mike L Sports 1979. You can also download my podcast. It's called the ML Sports Platter, all over the major platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and more, where you get your podcasts on your smartphone device. As I always tell you, when they come back, enjoy the games.